Welcome back to State of the Union. Former President Obama is on the trail stumping for Democrats in New Jersey and Virginia. But where's President Trump? My panel joins me now. Congressman Carter, where is President Trump? I mean, his nominees, his candidates in Virginia and in New Jersey are very strong MAGA supporters.
Absolutely they are, and President Trump is right there with them, and I can assure you.
But not physically.
Well, look, where's President Trump? He's in Asia. He's negotiating trade deals. He's negotiating world peace. To ask where President Trump is really just a
Well, he's at Mar-a-Lago technically right now. I mean,
Well, where has he been and where will he be? And certainly he is supporting these candidates, and we've got great candidates. I think Tuesday night's going to be a great victory for Republicans.
Ashley, what do you think? What is Tuesday night going to be? And if Democrats win the Prop 50 out in California to allow Democrats to grab more House seats through redistricting, and the governor's race in Virginia and New Jersey, and also, as expected, the mayor's race in New York City, what does that say?
Yeah, just one thing. I also don't think President Trump has actually endorsed the gubernatorial candidate in Virginia, so that's also where he's absent.
Not officially. He said nice things about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
yes, correct.
You should endorse if you support the person, right? I think if Democrats win in all four of those areas, that it's a good sign that they are looking at this as a diversity of approach. I think Spanberger, Sherrill, Mamdani, and Prop 50 are all very different and kind of showcase the diversity of the Democratic coalition and how you have to run different races in different places. So I think it'll be a good sign.
What do you think? Why isn't Trump out there on the stump in place? Like, there are red parts of New Jersey and red parts of Virginia where he could do a lot to bring out voter turnout, but he's not.
Well, he's done town halls, which I think is, when he's in office, makes sense. But I think we should actually talk about why the only real power player that Democrats have to put out to help get over the finish line is Barack Obama, who hasn't been in office for 15 years. I mean, that really underscores, I think, the divide you see with the Democrat Party now. You have so many Democrats who I think quietly say they're afraid of a Mamdani win in New York and who don't know if Spanberger and Mickey in New Jersey have that base excitement. So I think we're also seeing kind of like a family feud with the Democrat Party when Barack Obama is who you're rolling out, someone who hasn't been in office for over 15 years. We got to look more towards the future. They're looking towards the past.
So we should note, Mayor de Blasio, you have endorsed Zohran Mamdani. Yes. You heard me ask Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the House Democrats, a New Yorker who has endorsed Mamdani, is Mamdani the future of the Democratic Party? And he said no.
Well, I disagree with him. First of all, I want to say it's fascinating to watch Donald Trump become Joe Biden, where you can't have him out on the campaign trail without causing harm. I'm being blunt about this. You can't send Donald Trump to Virginia or New Jersey or it'll backfire on the Republicans. On the question of Mamdani, look, this guy is taking the Democratic Party to school. He's showing us how to talk about kitchen table issues that people care about: prices, rent, food, how you get to work, the basics. And that's why he's winning. This is the most fascinating example, Jake, of a guy who's being called all sorts of extreme names, but in the end, he's a classic New Deal Democrat. He's talking about how people actually make ends meet, and everyday New Yorkers are responding. The Democratic Party should take a lesson from Zohran.
Where Mamdani is taking us is to socialism, and it's because of the groundwork that was done by Mayor de Blasio when he was in office, the policies that he enacted that caused the economic demise of the business community. Now they're looking for help, and unfortunately looking at it and finding an anti-Semitic Islamist socialist, and that is not what they need. They don't need more taxes, they need less taxes. And I can assure you, socialism is nothing more than just mutually shared poverty. And that's what New Yorkers are going to get if they elect Mamdani.
Hey, Jake, just really quick on that, with all due respect, Congressman. We did, for example, pre-K for all, universal early childhood education. New Yorkers love it. Business community loves it. It helps keep high-quality workers in New York City because they can afford the price to live. So, my friend, I'm sorry. What we did was good for the economy.
I also just want to say, okay, Mamdani is kind of running Donald Trump's playbook. What you all are saying about Mamdani right now, maybe some of the critiques are fair, are the same things Democrats were saying about Donald Trump, calling him names. But guess what? The people voted for him. The people like him. He probably is going to win. He won the Democratic primary. He's probably going to win on Tuesday. The question is, what happens to the party after? On your case, Donald Trump reformed the Republican Party, and now it is not the Republican Party of your grandfather or even when you started in politics. It is this new MAGA party. The question is, will Democrats follow the same playbook and follow into the Mamdani?
I was just going to say, a lot of people are going to take a lot away from Tuesday, but we should caution. I mean, there's only really been the last, since like the 60s, I think 3 off-year elections that have actually went on to predict. That was 1993, 2005, and 2009. So regardless of what happens on Tuesday, we should all caution everyone not to read too much into that. I think good campaigns win elections. And to your point, as much as I disagree with Mamdani, he is running the best campaign in that race.
Did you say 2021? Because I remember in 2021, after Biden won, and Youngkin won in Virginia.
She worked for Youngkin, but I'm surprised that was predictive, though.
Yeah, it was.
No, to win both New Jersey and Virginia.
Oh, okay.
But Murphy had a very close race, and I remember the day after the election being told, "Watch out, Democrats! Watch out, Democrats!"
Republicans took the House in 22.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this might be indicative. Virginia, New Jersey, Prop 50, but also there's a ton of mayor races that are happening across the city. I actually think Minneapolis is one of the races for mayor that is a little more indicative of where the Democratic Party.
Tell us, because people.
So there's 14 candidates in the race right
including
now,
the incumbent Democrat.
This would be his 3rd or 4th time being reelected. There's a young Somali, first Somali person I think elected in the state
Also
legislature.
a member of the DSA, I believe, right?
No, the farmer labor.
Okay.
It's not the DSA.
But to the left of the.
Right. And so the question is, that is more middle of America. That is more where there have been a lot of racial tensions. There's a large immigrant population there. It might be more indicative of where the Democratic Party, if they break with the incumbent.
Let's just do a quick speed round. What you're going to be looking for in particular on election night?
On election night, I'm going to be looking at what happens in Virginia with Jay Jones. I mean, after all, you call Donald Trump all these names,
The
but
Attorney General candidate. Yeah.
Absolutely. And here is someone who has called for his opponent to be killed and his children.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you accept that? It's so hypocritical with Democrats not to call that out.
What are you going to be looking for?
I'm going to be looking at what male voters do. We lost a lot of men to Donald Trump in the 2024 election. I think it's going to be very interesting after some of the policies Trump's put in place that actually have caused prices to go up, that have created chaos. Will Latino men, for example, start to move back towards Democrats? Will young white men start to move back towards Democrats? That's going to tell us a lot about 26 and 28.
I'm watching Stafford County, Virginia. It's about an hour outside D.C. One of the exurbs, a lot of federal workers, a lot of military. Youngkin won it by 11. Trump lost it by 1. Spamberger lost it by 121 votes in her reelect in 22. Seeing how what the margins are in that county is going to tell whether Democrats are going to have a good night, whether Republicans are going to keep it close, and that I think will be indicative.
Ooh, that's granular. Stafford County. What about you?
Biden, Trump, question mark voter. So 2020 Biden voted for Biden, 2024 voted for Trump. What are they going to do, especially in New Jersey and Virginia, but also stay-at-home voters? Do any of them come out in New York or in Minneapolis or across the country?
All right, fantastic stuff. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Coming up next, our Sunday Funnies.